down there in the valley, in the distance, that's Burguete. Just in the foreground here is Roncesvalles, and there was a Roman road coming from Pamplona, which is over those hills over there. It came from Spain, from Asturga into France, all the way to Bordeaux, in fact, and it went up around here, over the top of there, under the other side of that, and then it goes down eventually down to Saint-Jean-le-Vieux, near present-day Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and it was over there on the left, over towards that way, just beyond those hills over there, where it's likely that the battle between Charlemagne and actually Gascons from the north of the Pyrenees had a battle, and which became famous and into a legend called the Song of Roland. So we're now coming down again to Ibagneta, which is at the bottom of this hill, and then we'll go on to Roncesvalles itself. But where we've just come from on the top of the hill is where I believe, and the most serious historians on the subject believe, the actual battle took place in 778. One of the main controversies and points of debate is who were the people who attacked the rear guard of Charlemagne's army when he was coming back from Saragossa via Pamplona back into France. And they were basically, as far as we can tell from the sources, Wascons, which most people translate as Basque, which is not a really good translation. It more means, in this case, Gascons now, and that means Gascons from north of the Pyrenees, so from what is now France. And so the people who attacked the rearguard of Charlemagne's army. So the people who attacked the rearguard of Charlemagne's army were likely Gascons from north of the Pyrenees, and they were not some wild mountainous Basques bounding down from the hills and attacking them. This story of the battle and the defeat, in fact, of Charlemagne's rearguard at least, but some of probably even more than that, morphed over the years and became a legend, which is in the Song of Roland, about Roland in charge of the rearguard of the army, and him being massacred. In the Song of Roland, the people who attacked have been transformed into Saracens, i.e. into Muslims, which was undoubtedly not the case. And so it's interesting to come up here. We didn't get quite to the place, but it's interesting to come to see whereabouts this battle actually took place. Some people say it took place down here in the Col of Ibagneta, but it's probably not right. It's probably the other way, up here where we've just come from, that it took place. Walking from Ibagneta up here, and the road, this is the pathway, and we got to about here, and this, somewhere around here, I can't remember, this side or this side of the mountain is where the battle is supposed to have taken place. Chapel left in the existing in Roncesavalles, at least this part of it. There was probably a Roman sepulchre here as well, probably on this side. Sitting in Roncesvalles, and another things comes to mind, and that is a little bit afterwards, in about 849, was the Bishop Eulogius of Cordoba was trying to cross the Pyrenees, and he tried to cross over in the east near Barcelona but couldn't for various reasons. When Eulogius was trying to cross here, he couldn't because there was a rebellion or whatever on the other side of the Pyrenees by a man called Count Sancho Sanchez. That's Sancho, son of Sancho, whose grandfather was probably the Loup, who was the count in Gascony, who defeated probably Charlemagne's army here at Roncesvalles. So there's a whole connection. This was always the main way to go from Spain, and this part of the Pyrenees from Spain into France. Was built in the 12th century by Alphonse the Battler, who was the king of Aragon and Navarre, and served as a place where pilgrims who came here and died in the hospital here were buried. But it's said, the legend says, and some people think, based on the legend of Roland, that it is built on the spot where Charlemagne buried Roland and all the other people that had died in the battle. But it's highly unlikely because Charlemagne had already disappeared and gone into France by this time, and he didn't, it's only in the legend that he does this. He comes back after the battle. We're sitting outside the church in Burguete, just down the road from Roncesvalles. Like many other parts of Navarre and the Pays Basque, there were witch trials here and witch persecutions. Just exactly where we're sitting now, it says on this poster here that in 1525 5 witches were burnt, and people came from both sides of the border because it was like a festivity watching witches being burnt.